me, Demon Souls was a badge of honor, something that I wore that not everyone else wore. Sure, everyone's probably played Dark Souls by now, Dark Souls 3 being a pretty damn good game. But, not all games get things right on the first try. We gotta break some eggs if we want to make an omelette. One of those eggs was Demon Souls, and when it first came out, no one knew what it was. It was this ridiculously difficult, obscure game from Japan that just turned people into masochists somehow. And it only really got a bit of the limelight when Dark Souls blew up and then its sequels. Even with me, I put my hand on my heart and say I had no idea what Demon Souls was until I had played and enjoyed Dark Souls 1 and 2. But oh my goodness, am I glad that I took a chance with it. It really is so much more than just baby's first Dark Souls. Hi, my name is Rach, also known as Don't Rach Quit, and today I'll be talking about what Demon Souls means to me. "2014 was the year of the Souls for me. I had not long moved to Newcastle and I was exploring all the game stores as you do, when I saw a bunch of posters and marketing for Dark Souls 2, which had just released, or it was just about to release, something like that. I have always been a big lover of fantasy. I play a ton of World of Warcraft, and for the past 10 years or so before that, that's all I really played. I never really had another obsession. Little was I to know, of course, this was about to become my next humongous obsession. So I spoke to the cashier and they explained that they had a copy of Dark Souls 1 if I wanted to give it a go before I tried Dark Souls 2. Of course, tried that out, hated it, almost threw it in the bin, went out to the pub in a fit of anger and told my friends about how terrible Dark Souls was. Now, I wasn't exactly made of money back then, and I had spent a good amount of money on this purchase, so I had to go back and give it a go. Totally not ashamed to say that I was following some online walkthroughs just to help me get started, but finally, I rolled my little pyromancer and I managed to make some progress in Dark Souls. The rest is history. I'd finished the first one, felt like an absolute god, and then tackled the second one. Dark Souls 2 I was just in love with. And when I finished it and got the platinum for both Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 on the PlayStation 3, there was a void in my soul, if you'll pardon the pun. So there was only one thing for it. There must be other games like this. Off to the internet Rachel goes looking for similar games to Dark Souls when she discovers there is actually a prequel. It wasn't the easiest to get a hold of, and I had to go hunting for a while to find one pre-owned. So I already knew what to expect going into Demon Souls, but my goodness was I still due a shock. My first impressions of the game itself were, oh hey, this is just like Dark Souls, and then of course you get a few hours in and you realise, oh, there is a lot more to this game. So many things that they tried out for the first one and then decided they were just too strange, too obscure, or too difficult to carry on to the sequels. However, I had my godhood status from playing Dark Souls 1 and 2, so I just grit my teeth and I got on with it. I think I knew immediately that I was really onto something here, that this was something really special and raw and untouched by mass media dictating, oh, you have to make that easier for the masses. Just the tutorial alone, I say tutorial with inverted commas around it, because at the end of the tutorial you are smashed in the face. No matter how good you are at video games, you will die. You cannot complete it. It's unwinnable. That to me just really makes me smile, because it's just very Dark Souls, isn't it? It's just a metaphor for life, isn't it?
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
I suppose Demon's Souls did come at a pretty significant time in my life. I was ready to start playing my consoles more. I was in a new, unfamiliar city and just felt like it was time for a change. I've always struggled with self-doubt, anxiety, feelings of not being good enough, and if you let it, Demon's Souls and the Dark Souls series can really make that worse, but it can also really make it better. It really sounds cheesy as heck, but it really did help me look at life and look at other video games in a totally new light.
Valorfax spoke of the enticing power of the demon's souls. Each time a demon claims a human soul, the demon's own soul is invigorated by the life force. And the power of a mature demon's soul is beyond human imagination.
For me, Demon's Souls has so many special moments in it, it's quite hard to pinpoint one particular moment where it really clicked for me. As I mentioned before, the tutorial does a very good job at setting the tone for the rest of the game. This is not going to be an easy game, and it makes that very clear very early. However, my first fight against the Dragon God, one of the archdemons in the game, is definitely very memorable. This was a very frustrating experience and one that I did take to the internet angrily, typing into Google, how the flip do I beat this thing? I'm a huge lover of puzzles, and the Legend of Zelda series, those sort of puzzles are my favourite. So a game that combines like action-adventure, RPG gameplay with the puzzles akin to the Legend of Zelda series, it was just incredible. It's perfect. Demon's Souls does this, and for some reason, unknown, very few other Souls games carried it on. There are certain bosses, for example, like Yorm in Dark Souls 3, that do have that sort of puzzle element to them. But Demon's Souls just has so many gimmicky, puzzly bosses. And the first one for me that really woke me up to this sort of new style was the Dragon God. My absolute favourite thing about Demon's Souls is this sort of gimmicky, puzzly element, on top of my already much beloved sort of action-adventure, medieval fantasy gameplay. I love that it's a challenge. I love that it's not easy. I love that it makes people take to the internet in anger asking for an easy mode. Your tears, your salty, salty tears are fuel to my ego, guys. I completed this hard game, I got the platinum, it took me forever, but I did it, and that is my badge of honour. I tried to continue my tradition of getting the platinum trophy for all the Souls games, and wow, did I need a walkthrough for this. So Demon's Souls has a mechanic in it that the other Dark Souls games don't, and I can really see why they didn't include it, and that's called tendency. To break it down to its basic of levels, if you die, it makes the game harder, and if you play well, it makes the game easier. When you put it like that, it sounds incredibly unfair. If you're playing offline, which I was on PlayStation 3 at the time, you have to follow a very specific order of events, killing bosses, completing areas, etc., if you want to get the platinum trophy. And this for me instilled a sense of perfectionism within Demon's Souls. My final trophy took me about 60 hours alone to receive. Now you might think that's a bit ridiculous, but when I get something in my head, it's gonna get done, eventually. This for me made the game quite memorable because I do often refer to it as the most difficult / most time-consuming platinum trophy that I've ever gone for. A game that I had, in theory, completed the story in about 50 hours, which then took me about 200 hours by the time I had mopped up all the trophies. I'm just that kind of obsessed with it, I'm afraid.
You killed him, didn't you? Very well. I can no longer resist you. Do as you like. Take your precious demon soul.
I have since played Demon's Souls, countless times. However, I do sadly fear now that my times on the PlayStation 3 version are over, now that we have a shiny new PlayStation 5 version to gawk at. The remake of Demon's Souls on the PlayStation 5 really is very special. It keeps everything that was wonderful about the original, except it tidies up some really annoying elements, such as carry weight, even just simple things like being able to repair all your gear at once. Everything, and I mean, almost everything. They changed Maiden Astrea's music, and that makes me sad because I loved that theme. Anyway, nearly everything that they have changed and improved for the PlayStation 5 remake is an improvement on an already spectacular game. And I fear I will be replaying this one on PS5 for a long time coming. The last time I played it was actually fairly recently. It only came out in November, so I've played it 3 times since. I managed to complete a challenge run where I only used a bow throughout the game, which you would think would be quite difficult. However, it's actually quite easy in Demon's Souls. The bows are really quite powerful. It's a really fun challenge run, and I can recommend it if you like trying to challenge yourself and also need another reason to want to replay the game. I'll always have another reason to go back to Demon's Souls because I'd love to beat it deathless one day. I would love to beat it without ever leveling up one day. There's always some kind of challenge run that I can apply to Demon's Souls that will keep me interested in it and keep me coming back to it. Plus, I still need to get my platinum on the PS5 version.
Oh, you're not mad like the rest, are you? Well, what jolly travelling companions are we? Pleased to meet you. Call me Patches. Oh, see that treasure over there? Go on and take it. My gift to you, just to show that we're friends.
It's quite difficult to sell Demon's Souls to a new player, to say, yes, it's really difficult, but I promise it's worth it. Mechanics such as world tendency and character tendency, side quests for NPCs, puzzle bosses, it's all very obscure. But the thing is with Demon's Souls and the rest of the Dark Souls games is it really encourages community and for the Souls community to help each other out, to leave messages and hints and sometimes troll each other and invade each other, but that's just part of the game, and it's what makes it special. People come to me often because I'm somewhat of a Souls nerd and they say, Rachel, which Dark Souls should I start with? And I'm here saying to you, if you have a PlayStation 5, don't discount Demon's Souls. It's very well balanced. Sure, yes, it's very difficult, and if you want to get 100%, you will be tearing your hair out. But the lack of shortcuts and traps and ridiculously difficult mini-bosses that come out of nowhere really does help prepare you for the rest of the series. Plus, the PlayStation 5 version of Demon's Souls really runs like a dream. I can absolutely guarantee you that the feeling of overcoming hardships and besting things that once kicked your bum and now you're kicking their bums, it's fantastic. It's amazing. You feel like you can do anything. And that is what Demon's Souls means to me.